Basically, our immune defense works in such a way that if it sees or is exposed to a virus, bacteria, or perhaps a fungal spore, then it starts an attack, a so-called immune response. It often takes some time for the immune system to get started if it has not seen or faced this challenge before. It needs to learn the strengths and weaknesses of its opponent, produce what it takes to fight the virus, and last but not least, it needs to figure out where to put the attack. It can in some cases take up to a few days, and during that time the virus has time to copy itself through the body's own cells. Therefore, it can sometimes develop into symptoms and perhaps real illness before the immune system can knock down the attack. When the immune system has fought, for example, a virus, it remembers the particular virus. We have something called memory cells in our immune system, and if they see an unexpected guest that they can recognize, then it quickly puts the already known strategy in place and kills the virus before you may get symptoms or become ill. With that in mind, let's look at the mRNA vaccine. Researchers have been looking for a good place to attack this coronavirus. What they found was a so-called spike protein, which sits on the outside of the coronavirus. The protein is particularly important for this coronavirus as it uses it to enter our cells. It is the protein that helps to make the virus particularly contagious. The coronavirus has DNA code inside it. It is this DNA code that the researchers have looked through to find some kind of drawing or recipe for the little spike proteins that sits on the outside of the virus. Cells can take DNA and translate it into mRNA. This then acts as a kind of instruction manual that can tell a cell what to do. So just to make it clear, RNA is not DNA. DNA lives inside the cell nucleus, and the RNA is instruction codes that tells other elements inside the cell how to do things. mRNA is thus a form of messenger, hence the name messenger RNA. mRNA gives instructions to a cell on what to do. The researchers has thus taken a coronavirus and found the manual to make these spike proteins, which sits on the outside of the coronavirus, and make it very recognizable. Then they have made a mRNA instruction which can tell our cells how to make these spike proteins so they themselves can look like coronavirus without really being it. So, you do not get any part of coronavirus when you get the vaccine, only an instruction manual for protein. Your cells then make a lot of spike proteins, which your immune system detects and starts an immune response to break it down. Remember, you do not have the virus it can attack, but the immune system can learn to recognize the virus, which is very recognizable with these spike proteins on the outside. Since your body has not seen coronavirus before, then it takes a few days to build up an attack on these proteins that your cells produce. The fever, chills, and perhaps muscle soreness you may experience from the vaccine are your immune system, which blasts these proteins, and it's not an infection with the virus. Your immune system's memory cells will now remember these proteins and exactly how to fight them, so if they one day meet in real life, the immune response will start immediately without any delay and before the virus has reached to copy itself enough to spread the disease around the body. You're now immune to this type of coronavirus. You have an instruction manual in your body for how your body quickly and effectively can fight this attack from this virus. It should also be mentioned that your body breaks down these mRNA instructions that the vaccine is made of. After a few days, the vaccine is completely broken down and out of your body, so you do not have any leftovers that stays in your body forever. It's a natural part of our system to have RNA, use it, and break it down.